Hello and welcome to Weekly MTG, the only show that comes to you, this week at least, literally from inside Wizards of the Coast headquarters in Renton, Washington. This week we have something of a different show. It is what I am calling Monthly Announcement Day, presented by Weekly MTG for the year 2022. Because we might as well just lean into it. So today is the first of these monthly announcement days, which is a bit of a misnomer because we're not going to have one every month. But it's where we're going to bundle a bunch of smaller announcements that we would normally kind of handle one at a time, like release dates, something we'll talk about. We'll talk about some tournament dates today. We'll talk about the next Astrology Secret Lair drop. So a bunch of little things that some people will care about a lot, some people won't necessarily care about much at all. But we're going to talk through all of them and get through a lot of the upcoming dates that you should mark on your calendar. So first ones we're going to mark on our calendar are upcoming monthly announcement dates presented by Weekly MTG for the year 2022. That's a name only I love. But next month we are looking at doing another one on March 24th. Then we've got April 21st, May 12th, June 30th, July 21st, September 29th, October 20th, and December 1st. So what you'll see on a lot of these dates are other dates, but we'll also do our pre-beats on some of these. For those who don't know, our pre-beats are kind of the first look at a set where we give just a little slice of information about what's coming up. So some of those dates will include card previews or further information about upcoming sets. That's not today's show. Today's show is going to be sharing a bunch of dates and what's coming up, in that space. We're going to start with the next Secret Lair Astrology drop. I said date too many times, so now all my D words. But the next one is coming up at the beginning of March, so we can put that up on the screen. The Secret Lair Astrology drop, Pisces. So this is what the Pisces drop looks like, with art by Jean D'Angelo. It is an island. It's gorgeous. The pricing for this drop is going to be the same as the pricing for the other Astrology drops. Foil edition, $39.99. Non-foil edition, $29.99. The foil bundle, $159.99, and the non-foil bundle, $119.99. Of course, you can head to secretlair.wizards.com to check out the previous Astrology drops, which are still on sale, and all of them as they go on sale throughout the year. So this one is coming up at the beginning of March. All right, now let's talk about a bunch of upcoming dates. We do have a little bit of a twist in these dates. So we haven't really talked about Streets of New Capenna dates, and that is for a reason. The new set, Streets of New Capenna, is going to be coming out April 29th, and there's a little twist in that. So if we can put the calendar up on the screen. So we're exploring some different release cadences. And so the big news here is that for this set only, we are going to be aligning our digital release with the tabletop release. So what this means is that your actual first chance to experience Streets of New Capenna will be with your local game store for pre-releases that are starting April 22nd. That'll be followed by the digital release happening on April 28th, so that's Arena and Magic the Gathering Online. And then the global release on April 29th. So those are the release dates for Streets of New Capenna. Again, little twist there in that the tabletop pre-release will go before the digital release. And then after that, we've got a bunch of other events that we'd love to draw your attention to. So Commander launch parties, those are going to be happening April 29th to May 1st alongside the release of Streets of New Capenna. Then we're going to have Streets of New Capenna Game Day on May 7th through 15th. May 20th is going to be the Streets of New Capenna Championship. So that is the premier event of our Premier Play system. That will be shown on twitch.tv/magic. And then June 10th, we will be releasing Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate as the global release for that product. And then finally, we will be holding store championships July 19th through 17th. So for some of these programs, these are the first iteration that a lot of local stores are going to be running in-store programs. So we're super excited to bring some of these programs back. We're super excited for Streets of New Capenna. You can look for the pre-beat on that actually coming on next week's show. So if you're hungry for information on Streets of New Capenna, definitely tune in next week and we will talk through that. Next up on our agenda, we do have some shifts. So as you'll notice, the change to the digital release date is different than normal. So as part of that, we're shifting some of our Magic the Gathering online dates. So if we could put those Magic Online dates. So we previously announced some of these dates. So the Season 1 QP Earnings End, Showcase Challenge, Showcase Last Chance events, Showcase Qualifiers, and Showcase Open. You can see what the current published date is, April 13th, 2nd, 10, 16, and the 30th through May 1st. Those dates have all been updated to approximately 1 week earlier. So Season 1 QP earnings will end on April 6th. Showcase challenges will take place March 26th through April 3rd. The Showcase Last Chance events will happen on April 3rd. The Showcase Qualifiers April 16th through April 9th, and then the Showcase Opens April 30th through May 1st are now April 23rd. That is actually all of the dates we have for everyone. Again, just to kind of go through what monthly announcement dates are going to be, it's going to be a collection of, generally speaking, smaller announcements like those dates, and then larger announcements will include things like pre-beats. We may look at bundling some upcoming stuff depending on timing, but they are largely going to be date focused and that sort of stuff. So because we're so date focused and because we ran through all of that in 8 minutes, which is even faster than I expected, let's put the SNC and CLB release dates up there. This is going to be the fastest show on record. So again, we are trying something new with a little bit of a twist here, exploring new release cadences. So the tabletop pre-release is going to be your first chance to check out Streets of New Capenna, April 22nd. We certainly heard a ton of people going back into stores for the Kamigawa pre-release, and we're excited for Streets of New Capenna. We expect a lot of people will be able to do that. Digital release, April 28th, followed by global release, April 29th. If you're looking for more information on Streets of New Capenna, we will be back here on Weekly MTG next week with a substantially longer show that will go over all the details of Streets of New Capenna. And then Commander Launch Party, if you love Commander, if you love launch parties, if you love playing Magic. April 29th through May 1st. And then Streets of New Capenna Game Day, Streets of New Capenna Championship happening in mid-May, May 17th through 15th and May 20th. And then looking even further ahead, Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. That is being released June 10th. And then Store Championships happening at your local game store July 9th through 17th. Okay, since we did run through all of that so fast, I will answer some questions from chat. We'll spend a little bit of time doing that. There's not a ton that I can answer on dates because they kind of are what they are. Hashtag economy stream. I see all of you talking about the Arena economy stream. I don't have any updates right now. It's something we have been discussing internally, but I don't have any dates. What I do have, because I know the next question, for organized play stuff, we're getting really close on that. I'm not quite ready to call out what date that's going to be, but we have a date. It's on the calendar. I have articles written. We have plans in place. That is all happening. When are Neo Alchemy card previews? No, so the Neo Alchemy card previews aren't starting on this stream. They will be starting next month. The Neo Alchemy drop is coming on 3/17. We do not have an Unfinity date update just yet, still just Q3. We will share probably that date on an upcoming monthly announcement day presented by Weekly MTG, which is a title that only tickles me to death. Accurate, yes. What was the motivation for changing the digital date to be after the pre-release? We're exploring different release cadences, basically. So a lot of times Magic gets into these cadences and keeps going, and things are going well, and so we do those. But Magic is fundamentally a game about trying new things, trying experimentation, and so we're trying something new, and we're going to see how it goes. Ever since Arena released, this has been the cadence, so we haven't tried this. So we're just going to try it, see how it goes. Let's see. Are you hinting at Pioneer on Arena? I think that is a reference to an upcoming midweek Magic event that is including all cards that are on Arena from Return to Ravnica forward. So it reads weird because you're like, hey, Return to Ravnica is not a set that's on Arena. But there are cards from drops and cards from sets that are on that. So it is certainly a test to see what the appetite is for that sort of format. We're looking into a lot of things. So hinting? No, we're trying things out. Boy, Brothers War spoilers? Someone's getting ahead of themselves. Spoilers for Streets of New Capenna next week. We will have them. We will have some next week. So actually, that's a great opportunity. We throw around these terms pre-beat and debut kind of interchangeably. They're mostly internal things, but you all see them. And so what we mean when we say pre-beat and debut, so there's something called a pre-beat where we give little bits about the set. So oftentimes we'll get out information like some promos, some early looks at the set, things like maybe some of the treatments that make the set special. Some of that has to do with shipment dates because we ship out promos earlier than the set. Some of that has to do with just getting information out ahead of when it's going to get out in other ways. And then the debut is what we talk about traditionally when we start previews. So there's always this kind of small thing right up front. That's what's happening for Streets of New Capenna next week. We'll have one of those for Commander Legends Baldur's Gate next month, where you just kind of get a first look at the set. Those vary in timing. The debut is always at the start of previews. Did I promise? Multiple people have said I promised Kamigawa Alchemy spoilers today. If I did that, that was a mistake. That wasn't ever the intention. The Kamigawa Alchemy. So we did do something this week, which we've got the graphics. We can put them up if we want to talk about that. So there are Alchemy updates. And you know what? People are asking about them. Sean, if we have those graphics still, cool. We're going to do it because people are. So we don't have the Kamigawa Alchemy drop. That's happening next month, and previews for that will start next month. But we did do an update today that included some Alchemy rebalances. And we can talk through some of those if you haven't seen those already. We'll put those up on the screen, because I can't do them all by memory. Okay, so we updated a bunch of zombie cards, making them more powerful. A lot of commons and uncommons here. So you'll see, for example, Falcon Abomination gets Flash. Narfi, Betrayer King, got a mana knocked off its mana cost. Death Priest of Mraikul doesn't require the additional mana to make the skeleton at the end. Cobbled Lancer has a lower activation cost for that exile at the bottom. And then the next slide. So these are a bunch of blue cards that also got updated. Cosmos Charger, that's a personal favorite of mine, and I might try out a Foretell Alchemy deck now. Sinister Reflection, Tireless Angler got updates. Vega the Watcher got a little bit of ward tacked on to protect your Foretell kind of lord-ish. Alrin, God of the Cosmos, got a bit of an update, making it even more powerful. So you can certainly try to foretell a few more cards on Arena. And then past that, Fires of Invention got a mana tacked onto it and was unbanned in Historic. It'll be interesting to see if and how that affects the upcoming championship. Reviews I've heard have been mixed so far. Historic is certainly a powerful format, and 5 mana for an enchantment is a steep price to pay. Townraiser Tyrant got just a little bit of a rebalance where the land's triggered ability now triggers at the end of turn instead of during the upkeep. Those are the 2 cards that I would expect will be looked at closest for the upcoming championship. We'll see how it goes. How many reprints will be in Commander Legends? You will just have to wait to find out. Have you ever considered a different rebalance of Fires of Invention? So there was actually an event over the past summer that was like an alternate history. It was sort of dipping our toes into the whole Alchemy rebalance thing. In that event, Fires of Invention, if memory serves, actually cost 3 and 2 red. So I don't think we've ever considered like a mechanical change to Fires of Invention. It already has a ton of restrictions on casting spells for free, only to a turn, only on your turn, that sort of thing. So the mana cost is really the biggest knob to turn to still have the card feel like Fires of Invention. Is Double Master still set for summer 2022? Yep, nothing's changed there. Will any of the rebalance cards be printed or are they online only? They are online only. Let's see. Is there going to be a big gap between Capenna and Dominaria? Depends on what you think of as a big gap. We haven't actually announced the official date for Dominaria yet, but obviously, we just unveiled the date for New Capenna today, so you'll just have to wait and see. The set code for New Capenna is SNC. Streets New Capenna. When does the Neon Alchemy set come out? It comes out on 3/17 is the current date. Current date. Trying to look through for other questions that I haven't answered. Any thoughts on bringing back block sets? You know, I'm not a designer and I haven't talked to anyone about that specific question, so I do not have an answer for that. Okay. I gave an update on Arena a little bit earlier. I don't have any particular news. If you want to follow along for updates on Arena today, my suggestion, so the Twitter account that we use for technical updates that updates how a build is going is at wizards_help. If you want to follow along for updates, that's the place that you're going to get the most up-to-date information. I don't have it readily available because I am on stream. Can you show the new Astrology land again? Sure, why not? This stream has quickly become Blake Talks to People, which is not a bad thing. So these are the Pisces lands with art by Jean D'Angelo. Covers the Marchish timeline. I don't have anyone in my family who's a Pisces, so I probably won't be getting these, but when it comes time for Scorpio, oh boy, my birthday, my son's birthday. Hey, you know what? I'm happy to do update streams. I don't do these Q&A streams a lot because it's kind of just me talking, which is a little unstructured, and sometimes it works out. It really depends on what sort of questions I actually can answer. You know, sometimes the hot topic of the day lends itself to these sorts of things, and we will certainly have Q&A streams in the future, but they'll probably be more focused on topics. Can you speak to letting us select default basic lands? I know that's on the Arena team's to-do list. I don't know where it is, how soon it will or won't happen. I know it's in there, I know it's in the queue, but I don't have any more information on that. Are other historic banned cards into consideration to be rebalanced soon? Yeah, so the basic philosophy at this point is going slowly with rebalancing and unbanning historic cards. So you've seen we've kind of done them one at a time. I would expect that cadence to continue. A lot of those cards are banned for reasons. Some of them because they're considered unfun. Some of them because the knobs to turn are too many. So I'll give you an example. Field of the Dead, in that rebalanced world over the summer, they made it a legendary land, which certainly makes it less powerful. Having multiples doesn't do as much. But other cards have casting costs that you can tweak. So that one has fewer knobs. And I'm not a designer, so I don't know how far along they are on thinking about rebalancing all of those. But I know that their philosophy is taking it slow and not just unleashing all of that on the historic meta at once. Can we please get Chandra Dressed to Kill a rebalance? Why? That card's really good. Are you satisfied with the results of the Pauper panel so far? I think so. That is a better question for Gavin Verhey, who's actually on the Pauper panel and is a lot more involved with it. But the reaction I've seen from the Pauper community has been really positive and really excited. And so I think so far, yeah. And we're going to continue working with them. Have I seen SNC? Do I think you will like it? I hope it will be good. I have seen SNC. I'm not going to say much about it. I do think people will like it. There are a lot of things about it that people will be able to grab onto to understand easily that we know they love. So I do think people will enjoy it. What could a pet in SNC look like? I actually don't know the answer to that. No limited news. I do not. Any chance that paper GPs and Magic Fest could be coming back soon? So we are going to have, like I said, we are planning a large Premier Play announcement coming soon. For those of you who don't know, Hall of Famer William Jensen recently joined Wizards of the Coast as the director of play programs, and I've been working with him a lot. It's actually been really cool. I've known Billy for years and years and years in my role as a coverage reporter for the Pro Tour, and his role as one of the best players to ever play the game. So I know Billy pretty well, and it's been pretty cool and pretty trippy to work with him on this project. So we'll have more on that soon. I'm not ready to give the date yet, but very, very soon. Anyone in chat catch the SNC Arena release date? I'll tell you what, I caught your question and I know the SNC Arena release date. It is April 28th. Did that right off the top of my head. Let's see. Trying to see what can I actually answer. People want to know more about SNC. I totally get that. If you want to know more about SNC, definitely tune in next week and we will have more stuff to say about SNC. I can't say it this week, but I will have stuff next week. It'll be fun. We'll show cards. We'll talk about themes, all that kind of jazz. It'll be great. Will other people from teams like the Arena team be joining more of these announcement streams? Possibly. So for these announcement streams, like today's was pretty, I read dates. It took me like 8 minutes. There's no reason to have a guest on. But I can absolutely see in the future, if we have an announcement stream, a monthly announcement stream presented by Weekly MTG for the year 2022, which again, I'm far too amused by that name. If the announcement makes sense to have like someone who is in charge of that announcement or someone who can answer questions on that thing, come on, absolutely, we'll have them on. That's the other reason I don't do these question streams, because it's just a lot of me sitting here making random sounds while I read chat. But I do enjoy these because, I have 3 children, I'm home a lot, I don't get to play nearly as much Magic as I would like, we're not in the office nearly as much, so I don't get the chance to just like talk to people about Magic. It's pretty fun. But it doesn't make for great viewing. Let's be honest. It's just me talking at a screen. What's your favorite place you have traveled for Magic? That is a wonderful question. Probably, so I've been to Brazil twice. I loved going to Brazil. Hawaii is always a favorite. I've been to Hawaii probably 3 times for Magic tournaments. Always loved doing that. Hawaii was actually the last Magic tournament I traveled to pre-pandemic, so I have some good memories there. I also really liked Valencia. Most of the European tours I've been to, Dublin was really cool. Really liked that trip. So you know what? All of them. Yeah. Having Rosewater on these shows is always great. His energy is just never something I can match. It's not. I'm very good at giving information. I'm not very good at being excited. Let's see. Which one did I hate? Which location did I hate? I'm not going to say that. Every place has its charms. Every place has its charms. I did see... What am I excited about that's coming up? So many things. I mean, the nearest thing for me is Streets of New Capenna. It's oftentimes we're working on these new sets. There's a lot to like in Streets of New Capenna. I'm super excited about that. I am super excited about Commander Legends. But I've also been playing the game for a really long time. I am very excited about Brothers War. I am old, and that set speaks to me. I say that set's going to have a lot for people who aren't as familiar with Urza and Mishra as well. My energy is fine. I appreciate that. I always caffeine up before the show. All right. We'll give it like 3 more minutes. I did promise my producer this episode would be about 30 minutes. He wants to test some post-production stuff on it. So we are going to keep it to 3 more minutes and then call it a show. Which do you like more, Neo or SNC? They're both awesome in their different ways. I mean, right now I'm very much caught up in the excitement of Neo. But when we get to SNC, my answer might differ. I'm playing a lot of Neo online right now, a lot of drafts, losing quite a bit. I'm not very good at it, and I keep going back because it's super fun. So it's usually whatever set I'm playing with right now. Any heavy hitting cards for limited coming soon? If so, because I am not giving away card information. Let's see. For those asking about the arena server, again, let me read it out loud. So if you head to wizards_help on Twitter, that is going to have the most recent updates on how the server is doing. How many Zoot suits have you purchased in prep for SNC streams? So I think I've only dressed up for 1 stream. It's not in my nature to do that to myself, but if other people do it to me, I'm totally game. But that requires someone else at the company being like, you know what'd be a great idea? And I kind of hope none of them are watching right now. But challenge accepted. Producer Sean has taken it up. All right. I'm going to answer one more question, and then we're going to call it a stream. While I look for that question, let's put all those dates back up on the screen one last time, because this is the thrust of the entire show. So once again, previews are going to start for Streets of New Capenna starting April 7th. We will have some card previews next week when we do the pre-beat. Streets of New Capenna pre-release tabletop at local game stores around the world, April 22nd. April 28th will be the digital release, and April 29th, the global release. And then all of those other in-store events, as well as the release of Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate coming in after that. When you say, okay, so this will be my last question I'm answering. When you say announcement with regards to OP, are you dropping everything in one go, or will stores know in advance to plan? So the way that we handle organized play announcements, and part of the reason that the timing works that they do, is we do them with stores and partners and players in mind. Like, when do people need to start doing a thing? And that includes stores. So we will not be giving stores a heads up as to what is happening, but when we announce the thing, they won't be behind. is the point. That will be the time where they can take activations, do what they need to do or not do in any case, and get things going. So yeah, I'm not ready quite to share the date for that announcement yet, but it is a real thing. It is happening. I have written articles. I have a whole communications plan. We're doing a thing. It's going to be very excited. I'm looking forward to that. Not going to tell you when it's happening yet, though. So thank you for tuning in to this stream, this slightly unorthodox, but you know what? Fun stream. And I don't know when we'll do another one of these, but maybe the next announcement day. Now, the next announcement day is going to have a lot more to it. But thank you for tuning in to Weekly MTG. Next week, we will be back with the Streets of New Capenna pre-beat, where we will give you a first look at that set. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week.